What happens when the richest man in the world, a rogue federal watchdog, and an ocean of classified data collide with the core of American politics? You get panic, exposure, and a rapidly unraveling illusion of control. Elon Musk's DOGE team, the Department of Government Efficiency, just dropped what may be the most damning revelation of the Biden administration's immigration policy. Not a leak, not a rumor. A forensic audit of federal databases, digital footprints, and fiscal pipelines. And what they found? 5.5 million people who entered the U.S. illegally during the Biden era were issued Social Security numbers. Even more shocking, 1.3 million are currently enrolled in Medicaid. Let that sink in. The Biden administration didn't just open the border. According to Musk and DOGE, they systematized, legalized, and subsidized the process. This isn't about asylum. This isn't about compassion. This is about engineering demographic control and weaponizing federal benefits to reshape the electorate. And now that it's public, the Democratic Party is in full meltdown mode. Let's break down what DOGE found, how they found it, and why this might be the biggest federal fraud operation in modern history. Who is DOGE? Let's be clear, this isn't crypto. This isn't a meme. DOGE stands for Department of Government Efficiency, an elite data forensics and investigative task force funded and amplified by Elon Musk. Their goal? Expose fraud, inefficiency, and systemic corruption buried in bureaucratic code. They operate at the digital layer of the U.S. government, servers, back-end systems, cloud infrastructure. Where the paper trail ends, DOGE begins. And they just flipped the script on immigration. The exposure: 5.5 million SSNs issued to illegal migrants. According to DOGE's latest report, over 5.5 million individuals who entered the United States without legal documentation under Biden's term were granted Social Security numbers, SSNs. Not temporary IDs, not work permits. Full SSNs. Standard gateways to federal programs, voting registration, and taxpayer services. DOGE accessed this information through a cross-match of internal SSA, Social Security Administration databases, DHS border entry logs, first issuance triggers, state-level Medicaid enrollment APIs. And what they found was a digital handshake between federal systems, allowing illegal entrants to instantly be processed into benefit eligibility pipelines. DOGE engineer Axiom described the process. They created a digital red carpet, API handoffs from CBP to SSA to HHS. Everything was automated. The system didn't even ask for lawful presence flags after 2021. It wasn't an accident. It was architecture. 1.3 million enrolled in Medicaid. Even more incendiary, 1.3 million of these individuals are currently receiving Medicaid benefits, according to the same investigation. That's taxpayer-funded healthcare being delivered to people who never went through legal immigration channels, at a time when American citizens are waiting months for coverage, being denied procedures, paying inflated premiums. Elon Musk reacted on X. Biden was not asleep at the switch. This was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible and make America a permanent deep blue, one-party state. That quote has detonated across social media, with liberal operatives calling it dangerous disinformation. But no one is denying the numbers, because the data isn't speculative. It's pulled directly from federal systems. The political strategy behind the fraud. So what's the motive? According to DOGE analysts and insiders close to Elon, the goal isn't just chaos, it's control. The theory is simple. Flood the country with illegal entrants. Immediately issue them federal IDs, SSNs. Enroll them in benefits programs. Route them through liberal-aligned NGOs. Eventually register them to vote in non-citizen accessible elections. Cement one-party rule in key swing states. Is this legal? No. Is it happening? According to DOGE's evidence, absolutely. The bureaucratic machine has been weaponized as a demographic lever. Musk put it bluntly. The biggest scam ever is funneling federal money into thousands of liberal NGOs with little oversight. These NGOs act as middlemen, housing, registering, transporting, and enrolling migrants into entitlement programs before they've even seen an immigration judge. And where does the funding come from? You. Follow the money. How taxpayer cash funds NGO pipelines. DOGE's report traced billions in federal grant money issued to sanctuary city governments, migration resettlement nonprofits, legal aid clinics for non-citizens, outreach and enrollment organizations. These entities aren't just helping migrants navigate life in America. They're acting as extensions of the federal government, issuing benefits, assigning caseworkers, even coaching court appearances. DOGE's FOIA data uncovered $2.9 billion in grants issued from HHS to 124 NGOs since 2021. 73% of recipients had direct ties to Democratic donor networks. Less than 11% had formal vetting processes for ID authentication. It's a decentralized laundering system, federal money, NGO, benefit pipelines, demographic engineering. And the Biden administration? Not only complicit, strategic. Democrats go into damage control. Since the DOGE report went public, senior Democrats have launched a full-spectrum response. Media surrogates are labeling Elon's posts as racist, misleading, and election interference. Congressional Democrats are demanding DOGE be investigated for data theft. Liberal pundits are accusing Musk of weaponizing the internet against democracy. But what they're not doing is refuting the data. Because they can't. The numbers are there. The systems were audited. The policies are traceable. Instead, the playbook is distraction. Attack the messenger. Question the motive. Drown the truth in moral panic. It's a digital inquisition. But Elon doesn't care. He's doubling down. The evidence is now permanent. DOGE has already uploaded redacted versions of its audit to IPFS, Interplanetary File System, mirrored critical metadata on decentralized blockchains, distributed data summaries to whistleblower networks and independent media. This means even if Washington tries to suppress the report, it's too late. The revelations are permanent, mirrored, and accessible globally. You can't censor the cloud. You can't delete math. And you can't unsee a system built to trade national sovereignty for political advantage. Where does this go next? Expect the following. Congressional hearings. If Republicans seize on this, subpoenas will fly. State AG lawsuits, especially in Texas, Florida, and Arizona. Whistleblower floodgates. Now that DOGE exposed the architecture, insiders will speak. NGO audits. Watch for HHS to quietly begin freezing funding. And perhaps most critically, the 2024 election map will shift. Swing states like Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania may now face massive scrutiny over voter registration rolls. If illegal entrants have SSNs, what's stopping them from registering in states with lax voter ID laws? That's the nuclear question. And the answer might flip the balance of power. Final thought. This isn't about immigration. This is about sovereignty, systems, and silence. The Biden administration took a sledgehammer to the borders, then built a digital on-ramp to subsidize dependency, all while claiming moral superiority. Elon and DOGE didn't just find the fraud. They exposed the blueprint, and now the illusion is broken. Because once you see the pipes, the money, and the math, you realize this was never about helping people. It was about locking in power. And now the people are waking up. What do you think? Should DOGE release the full unredacted data? Should the Biden admin face criminal charges? Like, subscribe. Share this before the media buries it. Because the next election might already be rigged. By code, by benefits, and by silence.